right. Should have fixed it. Is this working now on YouTube? Can you hear me? Greetings from Minneapolis, Ali Mohammed. How are you? How are you, Ali Mohammed? Greetings to you too. Is my sound okay on YouTube? Is that working now? Sitdale. Are you still CLT Dale? Are you the one who has been having issues with your Queen of Sheba mug? I see you in the chat. Are you the same person that's been having some problems? What's been going on? That doesn't make sense because I saw the message and according to the delivery, it was delivered. According to the, I will get to you on email, via email, but that means that they need to compensate you for that because they marked it as delivered. So something has happened after they delivered it. I don't know what's going on because I looked into that. I looked at the records and it said that it was delivered. So they should definitely compensate for doing that if they've lost the package. All right, so you can hear me on YouTube. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Great. All right, guys. How's everybody doing? Let me know where you guys are because I know that it's late for me where I am. I don't know where everybody is on your time zones. Yes, CLT Dale, I saw the email and that correlates with what I was saying, that they delivered it. So they've somehow, somebody has messed up with the delivery because it's, from my end, it actually says everything went through the way it was supposed to. It says it was all sent and marked as delivered. It's 9:50. Okay. Yinka Shodepo, where are you? Are you in Nigeria? Are you in Nigeria? Guys, we're going to be talking about the Back to Africa Handbook as well today. We're going to be talking about repatriation. We're going to be talking about divesting from the West, you know, moving back to Africa, the options that exist, why you would want to do so, whether it's a good idea to do so, everybody's feelings on the issue. I did speak briefly on a live about the, what's his name, Davido, what he said on the radio station in the US, telling people not to come to Nigeria, saying that Nigeria has economic problems and why would you want to leave America to come to Nigeria? I believe that the guy is misguided. New York. Okay, JJ Jones, how are you? I believe he's misguided because he's not looking at the big picture. Not to say that he's wrong. I mean, you know, we talk about it here all the time, about all the issues in Africa. We talk about that stuff all the time. So I'm not saying that the guy is lying, you know. But I believe that he's a little bit misguided in his perspective on things. So we're going to clarify a few things in today's conversation about that. But man, you know, we're getting to the end of the year. It seems that people are doing everything they can to create World War III with all the flashpoints that I've been seeing going on. Seems that people are going out of their way to create World War III. Cassie Adeo, how are you doing in Substack? How are you guys doing? Seems like guys are doing everything in their power to create World War III. You know? But yeah, guys, look, I'm really excited about having completed that book. I mean, that thing took a long time. It took a long, long time to make. 4 months. The real problem, you know, with doing something like that is really just trying to distill it and put in the information that is most necessary. Cross-checking things and also using my own experience, you know, my own anecdotes and the things that I've seen. I'm actually looking at a few things here. you know. But how many of you guys actually have the book so far? How many of you guys have actually already got a copy? That's what I want to talk about today as well. I want to get some feedback. I want to get some feedback. Let's see what Kari One is saying. I like your content. Came from TikTok. I appreciate your content because when I lived in Africa, I couldn't see the trap. Started to dig into the information, such as the ones you provide. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We've got another message here from JJ Jones. Grateful for your info over here. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Ah, okay. We've got some people who have their copies. We've got some people who have their copies. Leslie Fountain Williams has her copy. That means great. I can actually have a conversation about that. So Leslie, what did you think? Like, what do you have any questions? What are your thoughts? Let's have a conversation about it. In fact, I actually want to bring somebody up, bring some people up in here. So I'm going to give you guys the invite link. If you want to come up and chat to me about it, if you've got your copies, please click that link. I would love to have a conversation with you with your thoughts on the Back to Africa Handbook, which is currently available as we speak. I'm going to link it to this video, to this live, so people can actually grab themselves a little copy while they're here. I'm going to link it to the live. Let me link it to the live. But yeah, guys, look, I listened to the Davido thing and I was like, you know, it's a tough one because I don't think the guy is wrong, you know, I mean, about saying about the things that are going on over there, but I think the perspective is messed up. I actually made a video specifically about all of this, where I really talked about the fact that I feel people don't understand why a lot of, especially in America, in Black America, want to go to Africa. It's got nothing to do, guys are not going there to try and be rich, you know. Guys are going there for spiritual reasons. Guys are going there for spiritual reasons, you know. "84 pages. Okay, I thought it was oh, you know what? It is 84 pages, but I think 2 of the pages are promo, you know, where I have like information about True History of Africa series and all of that sort of stuff. So I think the main book is 82 pages and there's 2 extra pages at the end. So yeah, it's 84 pages, but I'm just counting the actual information section. It's very long, so I know that, yeah, you can't really just read all of it at once, you know. It's very long. But I just wanted to, you know, I actually really am interested in getting feedback. That's why I've been sending people information about the testimonials. I want the testimonials, people to send testimonials in and all of that sort of stuff. Newsletter-wise, Substack people, you know, the funny thing is, it's all of a sudden started growing really rapidly, the newsletter. So I'm now getting like 40 to 50 new subscribers a day on the newsletter for the last week or two. Let me say the last week. See, I have to wear 2 glasses here, man, to see what's going on. For the last week. And it's because of the series that I'm doing, you know, the African President series. That's the reason why I believe that things have really accelerated, is that series has been extremely successful, where I'm talking about the assassination of African presidents. Hello, David Uda. David Uda, where are you? Again, are you in Nigeria? Are you in Nigeria, David Uda? So, this is the thing for me, I feel and I understand now, in terms of the motivation for a lot of people, especially after the elections and the situation in America, a lot of people have left out of anger, they've left the United States out of anger, saying that, what, I'm done with this, and so on and so forth. I actually think for people who have been considering repatriation and moving to Africa, like, this is actually the best time to take it seriously. I think this is the best time to take it seriously because there's a lot of opportunities now to make it easy for yourself. You're in the UK, okay. Do you have a copy of the handbook, David Uda? Do you have a copy of the handbook, David Uda? Let me know. Do you have a copy of the handbook? I've actually looked at the situation and said, look, it's really about planning for the future now, I think. And the aggressive way in which, as I said, other communities and so forth are making inroads into Africa, it concerns me that the diaspora isn't doing the same thing. It concerns me that the diaspora isn't doing the same thing because the diaspora should be doing the same thing. You should be prioritizing it. And on a second note, I think I need new shades. I think these things are going to have to be replaced. Darlene B, what's up? How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the conversation. In fact, let me actually pull this. Let's see now. Not yet. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What do you mean not yet? What do you mean not yet? Oh my days. Wow. Let's see now. So we have, you know what? That's actually a very good point. That's actually a very good point. Not having the resources, yes. The thing about it is that's part of, I actually even have a section about that in the handbook, in terms of finances and getting your finances in order and how much cost of living is. The funny thing is, once you're over there, your expenses are a lot less than they are in America. The issue is actually the expense of moving. Once you're there, there are very few African countries that are more expensive than America. So you're always going to do better for yourself. You're always going to do better for yourself once you're there. But yes, the initial move, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Which is why I believe it's not a thing you do on a whim. This is something that you do over time. Like, you actually plan it, you take your time, you make decisions over time that, this is something you want to do. So for example, if you decided now that, look, I want to move back to Africa, you're not going to be moving till like 2027. What are we now? 2024, 3 years out, 4 years out. It's going to take that long just to tie up your affairs and to prepare yourself adequately to actually make that sort of transition. Virtual Oath Studios. Haven't I had you on the show before? Virtual Oath Studios. Haven't I had you here before? I believe I have. Let me actually set up a poll here. It's always really quiet on the Substack. If you're listening to me on the Substack app, write in the comments or the chats Yes. If you're there, let me know that you're there, okay? Because I can't, it doesn't give me as much stats in terms of, you know, who is actually in the room on the Substack app. So just let me know in the chat if you're there. Just so I'm aware. Let's see now. Just putting a poll up. Where am I streaming from? What do you mean? Are you talking about, what do you mean, where am I streaming from? What do you mean? Actually end that poll. Yeah, exactly. 2026. That's what I'm saying. It takes a long time. Damn. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a call coming in. Oh, wait a minute. Is this guy trolling? Sorry, guys. I apologize. I actually responded to this person's first comments. I didn't realize that they were trolling because I always like trolls because they actually spice up the engagements, but I actually made a mistake. I apologize to everybody for responding. And you know what's so funny about this? I don't know where these guys come from because I can't tell some of the times because I actually find it weird that people would subscribe to your channel to then be trolls. It's very strange. It's very strange. Sibongele, how are you? Radar fan for life, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so Chris Extian says, I think people with resources can go back to Africa and start establishing business, next generation companies that will improve the economy and give people jobs and hope for progress. Okay, cool. You say you're not trolling Adam Elmino, so what are you talking about working for colonizers? What does that mean if you're not trolling? I don't understand what that means. So, I mean, you must be trolling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here. And also, listen, I'm liable to take people's voices, and I don't like doing it, but I'll just take your voice. I always leave you to be able to see my content. I don't get rid of you like that, but I'll take your voice so you can see, but you can't speak. So, you know, you've got to just think about these things. I'm good, thank you. Okay, yeah, Sabse where are you? Where are you now? Where are you listening in from? And Chris Extian, I agree with you, 100%. I agree with you 100%, Chris Extian. Torian Sama, give it a few more years. Yep. You've got to start planning a few years out. You've got to start planning a few years out. Where can I get the plan, please? It's linked to the video. You should be able to see it on the video link. You should see the handbook linked in the video. So you can grab it right now. You can grab the handbook right now. It should be linked to the video. It should be linked to the video. Adam Elmino, nobody knows what you're talking about. Nobody knows what you're talking about. You're having a conversation with yourself. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Nobody. Absolutely nobody knows what you're talking about. Depending on the African country, starting a business may require local equity. This is why. Tenko 440, trolling is where people who are starved of attention, like they don't really have a lot of attention in their lives, they go online to try, they basically try and get you to respond to them. So they say things that they don't even really mean it. They try and figure out ways to get you to react. So they will typically say something that will trigger you into a response so that you can react and you can engage with them. And the more engagement you have with them, the more you feed them. That's why they call it feeding the trolls. They'll just keep talking and talking and saying, you didn't answer me, and then they keep talking like that. And then it's designed to get you to engage with them and derail you from the focus of what you want to talk about. That's what trolling is. So you'll see trolls everywhere. And typically when it comes to African or black spaces, the trolls are typically not black people. I mean, sometimes they will be, but they might be people pretending to be Africans, but they go there designed to derail conversations. Like that is what their goal is. So if you see how we're talking here and we're having a conversation about repatriation, about relocating, moving to Africa and so forth, they'll come in and just start talking about something random. But they'll say something that is incendiary to get you to respond, and then it derails the conversation and you end up focusing on them. That's what a troll is. Okay? That's what it is. But the best way to handle them is that you just don't pay attention to them. So you just let them keep talking and you ignore them like they're not there. That's the best technique. I mean, I actually have a technique that I just take their voices, but typically when you deal with trolls, you don't actually engage with them. Hi, JJ Jones. How are you? What are your thoughts on the recent Ghanaian election? Didn't the Ghanaian president unveil a statue of himself recently? Didn't he unveil a statue of himself? I mean, I saw something that he had like some kind of celebration where he had a statue of himself and he like, you know, had some kind of presentation of that type. But no, I haven't been paying attention to what's going on in Ghana, to be honest. Ghana is actually very high on the list of, I tell people that it's actually one of the best places if you're thinking of repatriating to go to is Ghana. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. It's one of the best options if that's somewhere that you're thinking of going. It's one of the best options. It wouldn't surprise. Listen, I'm telling you that I saw footage of a statue being unveiled of him. I don't know whether it was CGI. I mean, I don't think it was CGI. It looked real. It looked real. PCH rides. You see, this is the thing. I'm not trying to smother anybody. You know, I'm not trying to smother anybody in terms of that. Like, I don't have an issue with ADOS or FBA or any of these things. I don't have an issue with them. I have a problem with people who are trying to cause division within the community. That's the issue I have. I don't have a problem with the idea of those things. Of course not. You know, and I actually like the fact that, you know, look, there has to be some kind of delineation so people can get what they're due. The more confused it is, the easier it is for people to prevent you from getting what you need to get. However, the focus still has to be on unity. I mean, you know, it's got to be on unity. The focus has to be on unity. Israel, many of the deserving black individuals throughout the diaspora cannot economically afford to even purchase a passport, let alone the means to repatriate. We need an organized effort. You know what's funny about that? I think, okay, let me ask you this. Israel, did you get the handbook? Did you get it? Because I was going to talk about some stuff that I talked about in there, but did you get the handbook? Because The amount of time it's going to take for you to prepare is enough time for you to get certain things in order. And as I said, by the time you've actually managed to move, the cost of living is dramatically lower than it is in America. You know, it's dramatically lower. Okay, so I had to silence that individual. The individual, I took his voice, which is what I did. I took his voice. His voice will be returned to him maybe tomorrow. And we'll see if he behaves himself when he comes, if he ever comes back to the platform. We don't need to see him again, but let's say he comes back to the platform, we'll see if he behaves himself. That's how I operate. I take voices. He can still see us. He can still hear us. But as they say in Alien, in space, no one can hear you scream. So he can be screaming and talking all of his talk there. We don't know what he's saying. This individual, he's gone. That's how we handle things. You see, when you're trying to have serious conversations and somebody decides that the most important thing to be answered is where you're streaming from, that's not the kind of guy that we want to have in the conversation. When you're having serious conversations and a guy decides that the most important piece of information that he requires is the location that you're streaming from, we don't have time for those sort of individuals. I took his voice, Ofori. I took it. It's inside my pocket. I put it in my pocket, his voice. He's probably talking over there. He's probably gone somewhere else to go and troll some other channel now. So, you know. Anyway, yes, no, listen, I understand. But people talking about affording a passport, Leslie Fountain Williams, I agree with you. A passport is not that expensive. Part of the problem is the mentality that a lot of people still have of believing that there is something to fight for in America. I think that's the key problem. I believe that the only thing that you should be thinking about is getting your reparations check. I'm bouncing. I'm dead serious. The only thing you should be thinking about is getting that check and getting the hell out of there. Because America ain't done nothing for you guys ever. But take. So get that reparations check and bounce. This is part of the reason why I really support reparations. It's like, look, that when you get that money, that's just when you divest and you get out of there. You know? Okay, listen. Israel, I am aware of the economic so on and so. I mean, I am aware of everything. My point with the conversation that I'm having is simple. My issue is the mentality. And the kinds of things that I'm talking, even for example, the handbook is peanuts. The handbook is not expensive. It's not expensive at all. It's the same price as you spend going to McDonald's to get a McDonald's meal for 2 people. A McDonald's meal for 2 people is the price of the handbook. So the issue is just a mentality thing. You know, we need to have a situation where people are thinking correctly, because once you make a decision that this is what I want to do, the doing it is then where you put your energy. So when you decide that, listen, you know, I really want to reconnect with Africa, I really want to move to Africa, you're then going to put into motion the plans to make that happen. Radar fan for life. What do you mean? Amen to what exactly? Which point? Radar fan for life. I mean, Leslie Fountain Williams, I know. I'm talking about if somebody just wanted to buy a basic meal, like no extras, no apple pie, no milkshake, just the meal, the standard meal for 2. That is what I was talking about. And I think you got the handbook when it was even super cheap, like it was less than the cost of one person for McDonald's. It's now at the regular price. The point of the matter is that I made it so inexpensive that nobody can argue that I can't afford it. That's why I made it that cheap. I was like, this thing is so cheap that the only reason why you don't get it is because you don't want to get it. You don't want to pay for it. That's it. There is absolutely no reason financially that you'd be like, oh, I can't afford it. Of course not. And for 82 pages, people are selling ebooks for $30 that are 15 pages long or 10 pages long. Let's just call a spade, you know? So I'm not really thinking about that. Anybody who comes and talks about cost, nah. This is real stuff that like I said, you know, it's an investment to move. Like you've got to actually really be thinking about a lot of things. And I actually don't like the idea of people thinking, yes, Radar fan for life. You've got to get that check, you know? You've got to get that check. And then bounce. Like all that stuff, you're not going to use that money to start putting it into America. Oh, no. Oh, no. My goodness. Take that stuff and you get out. You know, you get out. PCH writes, have you been on the show? Radar fan for life. Did you get your copy? Did you get your copy? Israel, for your information, I lived in America for 20 years. Okay? Not 2 years, not 5 years, not 10 years, for 20 years, 2 decades. I became a man in America. I went to America when I was a teenager, and I didn't leave till I was a fully grown man. So I know everything about what's going on in America. So and also, as you've noticed, maybe you're new to my platform. We don't whine here. There's no whinging in my platform. Nobody comes to my platform to start talking about, oh, you know, things are so hard and we're suffering and no, we don't do any of that. We don't do any of that. It's a solution-based community. A solution and information-based community. Everybody who comes to my platform understands that. So you need to get your mind correct, or maybe it's not the platform for you. That doesn't mean I'm not sympathetic or empathetic of the problems. It's because I am. I highlight those things, and then I talk about how do we solve it? What do we need to do? So I don't want to hear any of the, oh, we are broke, we have no money, we have no money, we are broke. No, sorry. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. We talk solutions. Give you another option. Not you, PCH writes. You're not doing that. I'm talking about Israel. He keeps repeating over and over again, I do not know the economic plight of people in America. And I'm like, okay, I said I do know, so I don't know what we're talking about here. JJ Jones, what do you mean you want it? Please give me another option for me to purchase. It's linked to the video. You can get it right now. It's linked. If you're listening on Substack, you can actually get it from the links. I've sent the emails out. If you're on YouTube, it's actually it's linked to the video. You can get it right now. Israel, there's nothing to explain, okay? There's nothing to explain. You've said your point multiple times, and I'm saying that I don't do shows talking about how broke people are. That's not what I'm about. I don't do shows talking about black people's suffering. If we're going to talk about that, it needs to be as a leverage point to solutions. When I'm talking about, we're talking about repatriation. Leslie Fountain Williams is making good points. PCH Wright is making points. People are making points about what needs to happen. Radar Fan for Life is agreeing with the points that are being made. Guys are talking about what we need to do. And in the middle of that, you're talking about people being broke. I'm like, look, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that information. It will not allow you to use the link. Why not? What happens when you click the link? What happens when you click the link? I did not say you. Listen, Israel, nobody called you broke. You've made the statement repeatedly about the plight of the American economically. I said I do not want to have that conversation because that's not what we're talking about. That's all. If you want to take that personally, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But I didn't call you broke. I just said I don't want to have that conversation because it is not constructive. And you keep saying that, let me explain. Explain. You don't need to tell me that, let me explain. Explain. You know what I'm saying? Ed Dixon, you're welcome. How are you? Many of my non-Black African colleagues already have their escape from America plan in place. Leslie Fountain Williams, that is one of the biggest points I try to make to people. I keep trying to tell people that the only people who do not have an exit strategy are the Black folks. Everybody else has already started thinking about it. Everyone who has ties to anywhere else has already gotten one foot out, ready to move. And the reason why is that they're all connected to their homelands. If you want anything, you have to make plan or sacrifice. Make a plan and or sacrifice. Sometimes growth and change are difficult, but not impossible. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But guys, you know, I really was hoping that I would be able to talk to some people who already had the handbook. I mean, that was what I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to field some questions from people who already had the handbook. So you can give me your questions on particular topics that I covered, particular chapters. That was what I was hoping for. But it seems like a lot of the people listening here haven't actually got a copy. Seems a lot of people listening here have not actually got a copy. You know? But that was what I really wanted to talk about, guys. You know, in relation to this conversation about repatriation. Prestigious Gold is linked to the video. You should be able to see it underneath the video you're watching. If you see the products button, Ed Dixon, you see the products button on the page that you're watching? Click that button. You can get a copy right now. You can get your copy right now. Can we get another date to come together? What are you talking about, JJ Jones? What are you talking about, JJ Jones? Radar Fan for Life, have you left a testimonial? You say you've got your copy. Did you leave a testimonial? I want video testimonials. That's really what I want. You can leave text, but I want a video testimonial. The more of you that talk, give me the testimonials, the more in the community will know what the value of the handbook is, and they're going to get a copy for themselves. Very, very small request I'm asking. Leslie Fountain Williams, I need a testimonial. Prestigious Gold, I need a testimonial. Ed Dixon, I need a testimonial. JJ Jones, I need a testimonial. Not yet. Radar Fan for Life, it's only going to take you 5 minutes. You can do it right now. Okay, JJ Jones, this is where you go. If you can't get it in the link, I do not know why you can't get it in the link. Go here. I'm going to tell you where to go. There it is. Ed Dixon, you got to wait till payday. The ebook is only $20. It's not expensive. Damn. But seriously though, you can go to that link and grab one. Look, this is the thing for me. I actually think that it's not the sort of thing that you do now. You've got to, if you want to start planning now, it is for 2 years out. I wouldn't even say 12 months. I think you need at least 24 months to actually make it a reality. YouTube won't open the link for you. What is happening when you click on it? Anyway, I've given you the website. The website is in there. I gave you the website just now. Oh, Dixon, don't worry about it. Listen, whenever you're able, I was just expressing to you that it's not as expensive as you might think it is. That's all I'm saying. Because if you say waiting for payday, I mean, maybe you were expecting it was a lot more money. So I was like, no. This thing is, it's a meal basically. So don't worry if you think it's super expensive. It's not. It's not at all. Well, you know, we're not talking about hundreds of dollars or $100 or anything like that. Yes, Leslie Fountain Williams. Part of the reason actually that I put in some of the topics I put into the handbook is because members of the community actually requested them specifically. So there were people, I put out an email saying that, look, can you give me suggestions of what you want me to cover? And then they gave me suggestions. So a lot of those topics actually are directly from the community. Yeah, Ed Dixon, of course it is. That's why I was telling you that it's not a lot of money. So, you know, you're worried about payday. I'm like, look, this thing is not what you think. This is the cost of McDonald's, you know. It's not even the cost of a nice meal at a restaurant. Oh, I think we just got an order in. See, this is amazing that I get pings when orders come in. Whoever got that order, you're going to be very happy with your purchase. You're going to be happy with your purchase. Whoever just grabbed it. But all I ask, like I said, is get me that testimonial. Get me that testimonial. You know what's funny as well? I was looking at the reports of the economies, looking at the US and UK economies and so forth. Things are going to get worse before they get better, you know. Things are going to get worse before. I actually almost feel like they're trying to set up Donny T to preside over a very, very rough 2025. That's actually what it looks like. Because things are not looking good. Things are definitely not looking good. Wow. That's housing. Let's see what you got here. Okay. That's housing project Ibrahim Traore just instituted. Is it available for the diaspora? That I don't know. I don't want to say yes. I don't know. I actually really don't know. I would not imagine so. I mean, I would imagine that it's for Burkina Faso citizens. So I guess if you got citizenship, you would have access to it. But I don't believe that it is just available for anybody who wants it. I don't believe so. But you can check out, you can check it up. I haven't looked into it in that kind of detail in terms of who is actually eligible for those houses. Part of the issue that I even had with this story was I was concerned about whether the story was even true, because there's no way of vetting a lot of these stories. There's no way of vetting a lot of these stories. So I was worried that, is this story even true? That was my worry. Radar fan for life. So I'm going to look out for your testimonial. Because if you got it, then you should have got an email with the link. Well, PCH writes, have you got a copy of the handbook? If you say you need the information, have you got your copy? Have you got your copy and have you left a testimonial? PCH writes. Man, oh man, oh man. You know, you just got it. Okay, PCH writes, thank you so much. Make sure you leave a testimonial. Like, I really want to hear your thoughts. A lot of the reason why I ask for testimonials is what you tell me really helps me know that I've done a good job with this material and also gives me insights into what other materials I'm going to make. So if you don't give me any feedback, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they liked, what they didn't like, what they want more of, what they want less of. I don't have that information. I need you to give me the testimonial so I can be like, okay, boom. And also it helps, like I said, for the rest of the community to be able to get an idea from you of, okay, I know what is in this material. This is why I want it. This is why it's going to be helpful for me. If I'm the one saying it, it's not the same as somebody who is actually a consumer who is giving an opinion on the material. So I think it's very important. Very, very important. Let's see now. In Substack, guys, I know that Radar Fan for Life was in here. I asked you guys to just let me know if you're in the live. Can you give me some comments in the Substack? I'm pointing at you right now. Give me some comments so that I know that you're in here. Okay, PCH writes, thank you. Thank you. I really want to know. I really would like to know your thoughts. I really would like to know your thoughts. The majority are in West Africa and a few in East. What are you, majority of what? Virtual Oath Studios. What are you referring to? What are you referring to? Oh, got another order. Okay, thank you, whoever ordered another copy. Appreciated. You're going to be happy with it. Make sure you leave a testimonial. Make sure you leave a testimonial. Whoever just grabbed themselves a copy of the Back to Africa Handbook. The African Americans and Caribbeans. The majority are in West Africa and a few it is. Okay. I mean, look, yeah, West Africa is usually the place that people head off to, you know, I mean, that's for sure. West Africa is usually the place. JJ Jones, you got it. Okay, great. Make sure you leave a testimonial, JJ Jones. And I want, video is always best, but I just want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. Okay. So I'm glad you got it. I appreciate that. But more than anything, I want to get your opinion of what you liked or you know, and so on about it. Hawaii, how are you? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the show, Hawaii. What's the deal? What's the deal? Actually, you know what I was supposed to get? Let me get Helen Folorami. Helen Folorami, do you have a copy of the ebook? You want to go to West Africa, do you have a copy of the ebook? If you don't, grab a copy right now. if you don't grab a copy right now and get your plans going. Start planning. Like I said, the plans, it's going to take you 1 to 2 years. 2 years, I think 2 years is more realistic. 2 years is more realistic. Helen Folorami, then if the answer is no, you should get it right now. Michael Johnson, I appreciate you as well. Thank you very much, Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, do you have a copy of the Back to Africa Handbook? The ebook is linked to this video, so you should be able to see the link to the video, to the ebook on this video. You can also go to this website here that I just posted in the chat. Uh-oh, where did that go? Yeah, there we go. You can go to either that website or it's also linked in the video. Grab yourself a copy right now, and when you've read it, please leave me a testimonial. The value is high. This is 82 pages. This is not 10-page ebook, 15, 20-page ebook. Some ebooks are 5 pages. No, that's not what we do here. This is 82 pages. 82 pages. Dense. It's linked in this video, or the link that I just gave you. I just gave you the alkebulandshop.com, linked in this video. Guys, we're going to sell thousands of copies. We're going to sell thousands of copies. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to take 2 years. Like I actually really believe it will take 2 years, because the thing is, if you're starting from zero, you've got to actually, first of all, get your mind in the right place. Start tying up all your affairs, preparing, doing the research in the country, your destination country, making a few trips over there on recon just to see it for yourself, to get yourself. I go through all of this in the ebook. So you need to read the ebook, and I go step by step of the way that you need to think about these things. And you have to go through all of those steps just to get yourself, to make the move smooth. And one of the first things you've got to do is actually decide on the country. And that's what chapter 1 is about, is the decision, matchmaking. Like, it's all about matchmaking. Chapter 1 of like, look, this is what each of these different regions and countries have to offer. These are the languages that they speak. These are the things that you need to be aware of. These are the business sectors and so forth that are really good in different areas. This is all of the, it gives you all of that. So you can then make a decision that, you know what, okay, this country is right for me. You know? And then we go into other areas. Hawaii, yes. If you're on Substack, you won't see the link. So what you're going to have to do, if you're on Substack, is have you been getting my emails? You've been getting my emails, right? My newsletter posts. In the banner of the email, you will see a link with a button to get the handbook. You will see it in the latest one I just released. You know, you will see it. Where would I recommend the best place to go? Helen Folorami, that is part of the why you need to read the book, because it's different for everybody. It really depends on you and what is important to you, and you matching yourself to the right place that matches with what matters to you. So in the ebook, what I go into is that I give you like the popular countries, like the countries that make it easiest for you to repatriate. And then I give you information of what is really good or negative about those countries and the things to be aware of, so that you can then decide that, you know what, I'm willing to compromise on this because I really care about this, and so on and so forth. Now, this ebook is unbelievable. I say it myself. Even when I read it myself, I read it back and I said, nah, this book is fantastic, because it's about giving you a jump start. It's obviously not going to give you every detail, but what it means is that you're no longer starting from zero, because most people, they don't even know where to begin. This gives you that. So like by the time you end the ebook, you're like, I have an idea now. Now I can go and do my own research on this, this, and this, because I have a guide. Whoever just got another copy, thank you very much. Whoever just got another copy, thank you very much. You're going to be very happy with it. Whoever just got another copy. We're selling copies here, guys. We're selling copies. Have you been keeping tabs on the Sahel, Watchmen of the Sahel playlist? You know, I have a playlist on my channel, Watchmen of the Sahel. I hope you guys have been paying attention to that. Hawaii, yes, definitely check up on the link. Ofori, thank you, Ofori. I appreciate that. Please, Ofori, leave a testimonial when you've had a chance to look at it. Please. Ofori, leave a testimonial when you've had a chance to look at it. My batteries are dying over here. What are some of your suggestions to help unify the internalized racist mindset of so many melanated people after 500 years of brainwashing? Wow. That's a big question. I mean, there's not a lot you can do for some people, to be honest. I mean, there really isn't. Some people are just gone, you know. I mean, there's not a lot you can do. So I'm actually more focused on, you put the message out there, you put the positive message out there, and you wait and see who bites. Listen, let me tell you something, PCH writes. You've also got to be very careful of where you get your information from regarding Africa or any of these African stories. Because the problem with a lot of these channels is that they now know that people really want the information and they can get clicks out of it. So a lot of the information is just lies. They just make up stories because they know that if they make up something dramatic, they're going to get views. And they're doing it with the AI voice and faceless channels. So you can't hold anybody accountable. You should never get information when you cannot see who's giving you the information. That's my policy. If you have no idea who's giving you that info, you've got to take it with a grain of salt because the person has no accountability. Furkan Ali, how are you, Furkan Ali? Yes, I was talking about the Back to Africa handbook. I was saying that the handbook helps you matchmake to the right country. That's what I was saying. I said that somebody was asking that what country do I recommend? And I said it's difficult for me to recommend because the best country in Africa for people is different. So you have to go on the right country for you. That's what I was saying. Bonsu Big Whale, how are you? Welcome to the show. Fukwan Ali, I think you already have a handbook, didn't you? I think I saw you bought one some time ago. I think I saw you bought one. Yes, no, they're looking for clickbait PCH rights. It's unfortunate. Listen, part of me is like, well, at least they're spreading good stories, you know, of positive things that the Sahel Alliance is doing and all of these other countries. But part of me is like, man, you know, it gets to the point that these guys are just trying to make money. You know, I mean, if you're not willing to put your face in front of these stories, I don't trust what you're saying. Because there's no reason for you to be hiding to talk about news. It's news. It's not propaganda. It's news if you're telling the truth. But I don't know whether these guys are telling the truth. So you got to be very, very careful. Oh, you bought the Crusaders when? Today? You bought the Crusaders today. Episode 2 is on its way, guys. Episode 2 is unbelievable. Episode 2 is off the hook. If you liked episode 1, episode 2 of The Crusaders, whew, my Lord. My Lord. I'm trying to get it out for Christmas, but I don't think I'm going to make Christmas. It's not going to happen because the book is too hot. The book is too hot. I actually added 2 extra pages yesterday. I added 2 pages because I looked at it. I felt the temperature of the book. It was warm. I said, let's heat the book up a little bit. I added 2 pages. I added 2 pages to heat it up. It's almost 40 pages now. Episode 1 was only 24, 25 pages. This is 40. That put their face to their... PCH writes, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. My main thing is, this is why I don't report on a lot of those stories. There's a reason why I don't do it. I usually only talk about things that you can Google yourself and verify the sources that I'm talking about. If you can't go and find and verify the information I'm telling you is true from anywhere, maybe it's not on the mainstream news, but you can't go anywhere and find anything about it, I'm already a bit wary. And that's why I don't really put that sort of stuff out there, because I'm like, if I don't know if this is real, how am I going to put out information that's people are trusting what I'm saying and then I'm just lying? I can't do that. That's why there's so many stories that are getting million views, 500,000 views, that I read the stories and I'm like, this person is probably just making this stuff up. You know? So I've got to be very, very wary about it. Very wary. But yeah, we're gonna get 1,000 sales on the Back to Africa handbook. I'm confident. Minimum, we're going to sell 1,000 copies, and that's just the beginning. We might get to 10,000 copies, because I actually feel like there's a lot of people. Once the word gets out that something like this exists, that's when I think that's going to happen, because it just doesn't. There's no other option. My goal was actually to find a book like this to recommend to my community when I was asked. And it's because I couldn't find anything like it. That's why when I made it. You know? Okay, this thing is charging now. That's good. Was about to die on me. It was about to die on me. Yeah, Helen Folarami, I believe so too. Did you manage to get it? Have you gotten the link? Or did you go to the website to check it out? I think the only issue with it is just getting the word out. If I can get the word out, it will definitely do well. I have to get the word out. Yes, I found a niche, but whenever I make a video about it, the algorithm doesn't actually push my video out. So that's the challenge is, you know, how am I going to actually get my audience to know that I've even done something like this? That's the real problem. I can't even get the information to the people. I can't actually get the information to the people. Let me bring somebody. Guys, who is around that wants to jump into this live? What about Instagram? What's about Instagram? What about Instagram? Actually, you know what? I actually have to. I haven't promoted this thing properly. Like there were some ads I need to put out. Yeah, no, I've talked about it on Insta. I have an Instagram account. I have TikTok. I have obviously my newsletter. I've got YouTube. I've done it all. Bonus Big Whale. Do you have a copy of the handbook? Did you get a copy? Bonus Big Whale. Did you get a copy? The Sankofa Movement by K. Agie and A.N. Akoto. Nope, I have not read that. I have not read that. I have not read that. Substack, I see. Do you know what I think? I think the Substack counter might be faulty because it has a counter, but I don't think it correlates with who is actually in the room. I think it just counts all the people that came in, but I don't think it's actually a live count because it goes up and doesn't go down. For Kwan Ali, there are no physical copies of the book yet, anyway. I have no plans on making physical copies of it. It's just ebooks. I have no plans of making physical copies of it. The only reason you support my channel is what? What are you referring to now? You said the only reason you support my channel. What is the only reason you support my channel? Oh man. What is the only reason you support my channel? Man, oh man, oh man. Oh yes, no, I definitely do that. We're gonna have to wind the show down, actually, guys, because it's coming to the end of the hour. Oh, the ebook link should already be with you. You don't have it? JJ Jones, you don't have your link? Check your spam. If you don't have it, check your spam folder. It goes to the email address that you used at checkout. It's the billing email address you use. So whatever email address you put in the billing section is where the ebook gets sent. So you've got to go and check that email address, the email address you put in the billing section. Woodrow Llewellyn, how are you? Yeah, JJ Jones, check it and get back to me. Let me know if you got it. Check it and get back to me. Let me know if you got it. Okay, that's good to hear, Woodrow Llewellyn. I'm glad you're well. Man, oh man. Wow. What a day. What a day. You were checking for the ebook. Isn't it linked to the video? Can't you see it linked to the video at the bottom of this thing? Fokan Ali, I will look into that, but I'm very oversubscribed at the moment. But I'll look out for that. JJ Jones, what email address did you check the email address that you put in the billing? I will check for you once I get off here to make sure that you get it. But that is where, because some people have been having problems getting their ebooks. It's because they're putting different email addresses. That's why. They're putting different email addresses and it's going into their spam boxes or whatever. That's the reason why they're having problems. But you've got to check the spam folder of the billing email that you put in. Check and see if you get it. Okay. Man, let's see now. Okay, guys, we're now over the hour. I will catch up with you. Send me your thoughts, leave your messages.